A Google software engineer was charged with insider trading on Polymarket. He allegedly made more than $1 million betting on one of last year's most popular internet searches. That is the headline, but the charge itself matters less than what it exposes. To trade on search outcome data, the engineer needed access to proprietary search query signals inside Google systems. The question for Google holders is not whether one employee broke the law. The question is, what does unrestricted internal access to Google's AI training signals look like across thousands of employees and contractors? The market priced this event as isolated misconduct. That framing requires an unstated premise that access controls at Google are otherwise robust. The Scale AI disclosure from 3 days earlier raises a direct challenge to that premise. On May 25th, Business Insider reported that Scale AI left confidential AI training materials for Google, Meta, and xAI accessible through unsecured Google Docs. For Google specifically, at least 7 confidential instruction manuals were exposed. These manuals detailed specific weaknesses in Bard, including difficulty answering complex questions, and guided contractors on how to address those weaknesses. Some files were still labeled with Google's branding. They were accessible to anyone with the link, in some cases, editable. This is the point most observers missed. The exposed documents were not peripheral operational files. They were the engineering blueprint for how Google identified and corrected Gemini's predecessor model's failure modes. Training manuals that document a model's known weaknesses are among the most commercially sensitive assets in AI development. A competitor who knows exactly where a rival model struggles can target those gaps directly. The market consensus treats Gemini's training methodology as a black box moat. That premise now has a documented breach. Scale AI said it has disabled public sharing, but the documents existed publicly long enough to be reviewed across 85 files and thousands of pages. Reuters reported that Google and Microsoft are backing away from Scale AI in response, though neither has confirmed. The more significant signal is that Google itself used Scale AI to manage contractor workflows for Gemini training. The AI supply chain, the network of contractors, annotation platforms, and instruction pipelines that shape foundation models, carries a governance risk that no Gemini product announcement addresses. The market has not moved Google on this. That absence of reaction rests on one implicit assumption, that the breach is contained, historical, and competitively inert. Each of those 3 sub-premises can be challenged with the available facts. On April 14th, GitLab expanded its partnership with Google Cloud to integrate Vertex AI models, including Gemini, into the GitLab Duo Agent platform. This allows enterprise teams to deploy AI agents within a governed DevSecOps environment. The enterprise momentum is real. Google I/O 2026 announced the most significant overhaul of Google Search in 25 years, embedding AI agents, conversational interfaces, and a universal commerce layer directly into search. Google also unveiled new AI ad and commerce tools that monetize that AI search traffic. Meta's GEM model drove a 3.5 times increase in ad clicks on Facebook and more than 1% gain in conversions on Instagram, a figure disclosed by Nvidia on its earnings call, not by Meta itself. That asymmetry matters for Google. If AI-optimized ad delivery at Meta can produce a 3.5 times click uplift, the expectation embedded in Google's current valuation likely assumes a comparable or superior uplift from Gemini's integration into search advertising. That forward expectation is what the AI premium prices. Here is the residual tension. The governance events of this week do not cancel Gemini's enterprise traction, but they introduce a verification gap. The market is simultaneously pricing the Gemini expansion thesis and ignoring the training data governance breach as noise. Those 2 positions cannot both be right indefinitely. The monitoring variable is whether Google discloses any audit findings from its Scale AI contractor relationship, or whether a competitor surfaces a product advantage traceable to the exposed training methodology. Either outcome would force the market to resolve which frame it is actually pricing. Every day after the close, we publish a market wrap and key issue analysis. Subscribe to the channel.